So, you've probably noticed there's a ton of rain across South India right now. But what's really driving it? Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack the two major weather systems that are making all this happen and show you exactly where to expect the heaviest downpours today.
Okay, here's how we're going to break it all down for you. First, we'll get into the systems that are defining the weather. Then, we'll dive into state-by-state forecasts, hitting Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra, and Telangana. After that, we'll do a really detailed look at Tamil Nadu. And finally, we'll pinpoint today's absolute top rain hotspots.
All right, first things first. To really get a grip on today's forecast, we've got to understand the two main weather engines that are cranking away over the peninsula right now. So, the main player on the field is this upper air cyclonic circulation. Just imagine a massive, spinning system way up in the atmosphere. It's sitting between Visakhapatnam and Odisha, and its job is basically to act like a giant vacuum, pulling in moisture and getting everything ready for some serious rain.
So, here's the key thing to remember. We've got two systems working together. You've got the circulation, which is the source of all the moisture, and then you have this north-south trough. Think of the trough as a delivery channel, stretching all the way down from the circulation and just dumping all that moisture across several states.
All right, let's jump over to our first regional forecast and see exactly how this is playing out for Kerala and Karnataka.
So for Kerala, it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. The action is really concentrated in specific districts. Places like Idukki, Pathanamthitta, and the Ghats near Thiruvananthapuram are all set for some moderate to heavy thunderstorms. But for most other parts of the state, it's looking like much lighter, scattered showers.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Over in Karnataka, it's a bit of a mixed bag. For most of the state, the rainfall has actually eased up, but that Kalyana Karnataka region, we're talking districts like Badar and Gulbarga, is still in for some moderate to heavy spells. And for Bangalore, you can probably expect mostly cloudy skies with just some light to moderate rain.
Okay, let's head a bit north now, into Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. This is where we see a much bigger, more widespread impact, and that's simply because they're a lot closer to that main cyclonic circulation we talked about.
And wow, you can really see the direct impact of that system here. Pretty much the entire state of Andhra Pradesh is on alert. While North and South Andhra are looking at widespread moderate to heavy showers, it's Central Andhra, those areas around Vijayawada and Guntur, that could see some really heavy downpours. And it's a pretty similar picture over in Telangana, you know? That trough system is bringing widespread moderate rain across the whole state. Hyderabad itself can expect moderate to heavy spells, but the bullseye for the heaviest rain seems to be on districts like Khammam, Kothagudem, and Suryapet.
All right, now it's time for the main event, our deep dive into Tamil Nadu. The state is definitely in for some varied but pretty significant rainfall today, so let's take a closer look region by region.
So, to make this super clear, we're going to take a little tour, okay? We'll start way down in the south, work our way up through the delta, cut across the interior districts, and then finish things off along the northern coast.
Kicking things off in South Tamil Nadu, it looks like the pattern from yesterday is set to continue. We're talking widespread moderate to heavy rain for districts like Madurai and Tenkasi. As you go further south, though, it'll get a bit lighter for Kanyakumari and most of Tirunelveli. That said, some heavier spells could still pop up near Palayam Kate. Now, as we move into the delta region, the message is loud and clear. All of these districts, from Pudukkottai and Tanjavur all the way down to Nagapattinam, have a really strong chance of seeing heavy rainfall in several spots today. This is for sure a key region to keep an eye on.
Okay, let's head inland. The forecast here is pretty consistent. Both the Western Ghats, including places like the Nilgiris and Valparai, and those northern interior districts like Krishnagiri and Salem are all poised to get widespread moderate to heavy rain today.
And our tour wraps up along the northern coastal belt. Districts like Vellore and Thiruvannamalai are looking at widespread moderate to heavy rain. But for Chennai, Tiruvallur, Kanchipuram, and Chengalpattu, there's an extra factor, the sea breeze. That's going to help kick off some moderate or maybe even heavy spells of rain. And yes, Pondicherry will see these conditions continue as well.
Okay, so we've gone through the whole region. Now let's boil it all down to the most important takeaway. Which districts should be on the absolute highest alert for the most intense rain today? So, after all that, what's the one big question on everyone's mind? If you're looking for that heavy, maybe even very heavy rainfall, where exactly should you be looking?
And here is your answer. The absolute hotspots for today are Villupuram, Kallakurichi, and Cuddalore. These three districts have the highest probability of getting some really intense downpours, making them the spots to watch most closely today. And that leaves us with one final, pretty important question. That main weather system we've been talking about, it's expected to move and even intensify in the coming days. So, the big unknown is, will this pattern of heavy rain stick around, or is it about to shift entirely? We'll have to wait and see.